Yo, what's up? I was really struggling through Grand Master NightFalls until I found this build, and I really just wanted to share it with you guys. I hope it helps you just like it helped me. So, if you ain't a Titan, get out of here! Today I'm bringing you guys an unkillable Void Titan build. Let's jump right in. So, for our armor piece, our exotic armor piece, we're running the Precious Scars helmet. Precious Scars has an armor perk called Kintsugi. Final blows from weapons with a damage type matching your super create a burst of healing around you that grants allies restoration. After reviving or being revived, you gain an aura that provides overshields to you and nearby allies. So this perk might seem super underwhelming, but it's not. It is going to keep us alive, and we are going to absolutely flourish. Let's jump into our weapons. So for our primary weapon, we are running the Call. And with the Call, we want to run Lead from Gold. Picking up heavy ammo also grants increased ammo to this weapon. And Desperate Measures. Weapon Final Blows grant bonus damage for an improved duration. Melee and Grenade Final Blows grant a larger damage bonus that can stack. So the Call is really great. It's one of the best weapons in the game right now, and it's just awesome, guys. Let's jump into our secondary weapon, the Graviton Lance. So the Graviton Lance is an exotic pulse rifle that has a weapon perk called Cosmology. Kills with this weapon cause enemy targets to detonate and spawn void projectiles that track targets. These void projectiles do an insane amount of damage, and you will not be sad that you are running this. It also has an intrinsic trait called Black Hole. Second shot of a burst rips a hole through space and time, doing high damage and recoil with no fall off. So essentially, it's just going to do a ton of damage, and there's no range fall off, which is freaking insane. It also has a weapon catalyst. Once you complete it, it gives you Vorpal Weapon, increased damage against bosses. It also gives you Turnabout. Using this weapon to break a shield of a combatant will grant you a will grant you an overshield. So we're going to use this a lot when we are killing barrier champions, and we will get an overshield when we use it. Jumping into our heavy weapon, we're running Retrofit Escapade with 4 times the charm and target log. It's great for ad clear and boss damage. Let's go to our subclass. So for our subclass, we're going to be running Void Titan subclass, and we are going to be utilizing the Ward of Dawn as our super ability. Create an indestructible dome to protect you and your allies. While inside or near the Ward of Dawn, you and your allies gain a Void Overshield. So this is essentially just going to make us super tanky. We're going to have an overshield and a safe place to stay in case the battle's getting a little crazy. For our abilities, we are going to be running Rally Barricade, Strafe Lift, Shield Throw, and Scatter Grenade. All these abilities run really well together, and they feel really smooth and awesome. For our aspects, we are going to be running the Offensive Bulwark. While you have an overshield or are inside a Ward of Dawn, your grenade charges significantly faster. You have increased melee range and damage, and melee final blows restore a small portion of your overshield and extend its duration. We're just going to be buffing up our grenade and our melee while having overshields that make us unkillable. It's really great, really strong. For our next aspect, we're going to be running Bastion. Cast your super to grant an overshield to nearby allies. So anytime we cast Ward of Dawn, our allies are going to get an overshield if they're nearby. Casting your Barricade grants overshield to yourself and nearby allies and empowers it, enabling it to slowly regenerate the overshield of allies bunkering behind it and extend their overshield duration. So just buffing up that overshield, making it stronger, making it last longer. For our fragments, our first fragment we're running is going to be the Echo of Vigilance. Defeating a target while your shields are depleted grants you a temporary Void Overshield. This is really useful, especially with Precious Scars. It helps us stay literally unkillable, and it's just awesome. An insane amount of resistance and just survivability with this build, guys. For the next Void Fragment, we're running the Echo of Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power grants Devour. So Devour is really strong because final blows restore health and grant grenade energy while you have Devour. It also extends Devour's duration, so get your grenade up faster and restores your health. For our next Void Fragment, we're going to be running the Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour have increased duration. So, I mean, this goes without saying. Longer Overshield, longer Devour. We're just going to be really strong and hard to kill. And then the last Void Fragment we are running is the Echo of Instability. Defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds to your weapon. Volatile rounds from your Void weapons pierce shields of barrier champions and stun them. It also makes them unstable and makes them explode upon taking more damage. So Void class is really strong, and all of those are really great perks to have on. Let's jump into our statistics. So for our first statistic, we want 100 resilience so we can constantly use our class ability and survive for a lot longer. We're also going to want to run 100 discipline so we can get our grenade back up faster and utilize that a lot in this build. And then for your third statistic, you want to prioritize strength so you can get your melee up and you can just keep cycling your abilities. Let's jump into our armor mods. So on our helmet piece, Precious Scars, we are going to be running double harmonic siphon as well as heavy ammo finder. For our gauntlets, we are going to be running heavy-handed. Your powered melee final blows create orbs of power. Firepower, your grenade final blows create orbs of power. So we're running these two just to generate orbs of power. For your chest armor piece, you're just going to run whatever resistances that you need for that encounter. As always, I'm a concussive dampener must-have, so I run that and then whatever else I need. For our leg armor pieces, we are going to be running Better Already. Your health begins to regenerate immediately after picking up an orb of power. Absolution reduces all ability cooldowns each time you pick up an orb of power. And Recuperation replenishes health each time you pick up an orb of power. For our class item, our modifications are going to be Outreach, reduces melee cooldown when using your class ability. Distribution reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near targets, and Bomber reduces grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So if you guys didn't know, Destiny is all about cycling abilities and using them to just add clear and absolutely obliterate your enemies. For our seasonal artifact, there are a couple key things you want to run for GMs. You're going to want to run anti-barrier pulse rifle, lets you pierce and stun anti-barrier champions, and then for this build you also want unstoppable sidearm. It lets us stop unstoppable sidearms with our the call. We also want to ensure that we're running Void Hegemony. While you have a Void or Prismatic subclass equipped, weakened targets provide a small overshield, and Expanding Abyss, Void sources deal increased damage to weakened targets. But that is what we want on our class item. And honestly, guys, this build is really good. It does an insane amount of damage. I literally never. I mean, I died a couple times, but it was my own fault. But you stay alive the entire time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, guys. It's free. It helps me keep making videos. It keeps me motivated. But that's the build, guys. Peace.